Let's talk about VAR, shall we? Of course, used for this game. It was called in late, where it made the right decision regarding the penalty appeal for the challenge on Danny Welbeck from Cesc Fabregas. Looking at it, Stevie, though, you felt there should have been a penalty given in the first half.
Yeah, for me, Maitland-Niles is kicked by Moses. I actually thought it was pretty identical to what happened with Hazard and Bellerin a couple of weeks ago when Chelsea last played Arsenal. The most disappointing is not the outcome for me because, listen, the three of us have argued about this and we can't all decide whether it's a penalty or not. But the referee didn't take the time to go and have a look at it himself.
He's been told, isn't he? He's been told.
But he's in charge. Oh, every decision.
But what's he supposed to do?
Every decision that's made on that field will reflect on him.
So he's just got to ignore what's in his ear?
He should
That's
be
the whole point of VAR, isn't it?
The whole point of VAR is to make sure we get the right decision.
Exactly. So
if you've got the guy in charge who's not making the decision, how is that right?
But he's got advisors. He can't just turn his back on the advisors. That's the whole point of them. That's the whole
advisors. The whole point of him being the referee is he's in charge.
So just ignore them. Ignore the advice you're getting in your ear.
Did I say ignore them?
Well, it
no,
seems to be, because they told him don't look at it.
Take their opinion.
He did.
Take their opinion.
And they said don't. They said don't bother.
Are you going to let me finish or what?
Go on.
You take their opinion and then you look at it yourself and then you decide as well.
So then what's the point?
You don't just go off somebody else.
No, why don't you just play the top right?
Well, don't be the referee then.
I'm going to go and look at the TV over there. No, I don't want anyone else.
There you go. Be the referee.
What just happened?
By the way, you make all the decisions. Yeah, you make all the decisions. No, but there's no point in me being here. I'm just the referee.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to the guy in the bar.
But that's not the way. But
that's the whole point. The whole point is it's the referee.
But it's not the way. But it's not the way it works, because in that case the referee could just take it upon himself at any time to walk over and he's directed by his Premier League colleague whether it's worth taking a look or not, and they decided. Neil Swarbrick, who's as qualified as Martin Atkinson to referee top-level football, decided it wasn't worth it.
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
In my opinion, though, that's not how it should work.
How should it work?
If I am the referee, and this is a big decision, right? We're talking about...
Well, they didn't think so.
We're talking about the semi-final of a major tournament, right? It's a big decision. It's 0-0. And so surely you go and double-check.
But you've been told by people who've seen numerous angles.
Are you going to shut up and let me talk?
You've been told by people from numerous angles.
Just because you think it's a penalty.
Don't ask me a question if you don't want the answer. Because every time I try and answer it, you keep jumping in.
But I know what you're going to say.
But you're not listening.
Oh, you got a crystal ball now as well.
You're not listening.
I know what you're going to say.
He's not listening. He ain't listening.
Honestly,
God. 2 Premier League referees didn't think it was a penalty. Right? 2 Premier League referees didn't think it was a penalty. So why should
the guy that matters the most didn't take the time to look at it?
The guy was directed by the other Premier League referee.
That is wrong.
That's how VAR works.
But he was told by someone who saw numerous different angles that it wasn't a penalty.
Just because you thought it was a penalty doesn't mean the rest of the
Why don't you get him to referee then, the guy in the van?
Because his job's VAR on that night. What's wrong with you?
Look. If I'm in charge, I want to be the guy that makes a decision.
He didn't make a decision.
I will take advice from anybody.
Well, that's what VAR is.
It's advice. But when a decision has to be made, that's why you're the man in the middle. You're the referee. You should be making the final decision. Sure, you can take advice.
Yep.
But don't let them have the final say.
He didn't.
Well, he did. How do you mean he didn't? He didn't go and have a look at it himself. So he obviously...
He saw it himself. He didn't think it was a penalty. He asked for a second opinion. He got a second opinion. That was clarified by Neil Swarbrick, and they moved on.
So you don't think he should have gone over himself?
No, he saw it.
Had a look at it.
He saw it.
He saw it in real time.
Yes, and he didn't think it was a penalty. He asked for a second opinion. He got his second opinion, and the answer was no.
Is because referees miss things in real time.
Yeah, and that's why the other guy looked at it.
Why don't you double check that you got it right?
Because he
not only in real time, but having a look at the replay.
He got somebody to double check it for him.
That's fine. I'll tell you what. I'll get somebody to come in here tomorrow and I'll sit in the house.
Well, I bloody hope so.
I'll sit in the house tomorrow.
The mood you're in.
Can I talk?
Oh, you never asked me before, so why are you asking me now?
It's Julian Laurent. It's Julian, what do you make of all of this?
Sorry.
I agree with both Stevie and Craig, but I thought watching the game that Neil Atkinson would go to VAR for this and that he would go himself to check it. He clearly thought there was no need because he didn't think it was a pen. And VAR, from what he got, didn't think either that it was a pen. But I thought that was the right opportunity for him to go and have a look, but he clearly didn't think the same.
Okay.
Hold on, can I clarify this?
Yeah.
I think Julian just agreed with me. Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, but you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
I'm done with
You're
that.
missing the point. If we have it your way, games will be stopped all the time.
I didn't miss your point at all.
Yeah, you did.
It was interesting that Arsene Wenger
What's
said...
games stopped all the time?
No, I don't.
One Premier League referee sees it, asks for a second opinion, gets a second opinion, he wants him to go and look at it a third
I'll tell you what, Mike Dean gave a penalty against Arsenal last week. There was handball that I guarantee all the referees in the Premier League...
What game was that?
When he gave the handball against Arsenal.
Oh, the...
West Brom.
West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah.
I'll bet you 90% of the other referees wouldn't have given it.
No. What's your point?
Well, the point is, they've all got a different point of view. That's
Subjective. Yeah.
Right. So
And
that's why the referee who's in charge should go and look at it.
But he did look at it in real time.
Oh, real time. Here we go. I think we've been down that road.
Arsene Wenger said it took too long.
For what?
VAR.
Shut up. Seriously, I mean, honestly, you're winding me up now.
No. He said, I didn't just make up this one.
Is this the wrong time of year here?
No. He said after the game,
we're doing
what
prank
concerned
shows
him
now.
about VAR that it took too long.
I tell you what, it took too long. I agree, it took too. Well, it took too long for the Welbeck challenge to be deemed correct because it was a clear playing of the ball. That was a bit of a nonsense for me. But other than that, I don't think it slowed the game down. I think the game was just poor.
Without going overboard, right? You want to get the call right. So within reason, if it takes a minute or two, well, fine. Just get the call right.
Yeah.
In the end, that's what we want. That's why the system is in place. So use the system. Use the technology. That's all.
I don't know what the issue. It wasn't a penalty anyway.
It was a penalty.
No, it wasn't.
And that's another reason why he has
In your
to go.
opinion, it was a penalty.
Exactly.
I'll side with the two Premier League referees. You two, I know, are going differently. Right?
Why did you think it was a penalty? Not a penalty, Craig.
I don't think there was any contact at all.
But if you look at replay, there is contact, isn't
I
there?
hardly think there was any contact. I mean, what are we going over it every time now? And if you talk to me about what's the difference with Hazard, Bellerin was hooking to hook the ball away.
Right.
So he clearly hooked into Eden Hazard. I mean, that's clear. There's a difference.
But at the very least, I think there is enough doubt for Martin Atkinson to take a look at it himself and evaluate it himself. In that regard, I'm with Steve.
So are we saying even if there's contact, it's not necessarily a penalty?
Not all contact's a penalty. I think it's clear last week that Bellerin kicked Hazard, right? I don't think this one is as clear.
Stephen Nicol?
As he hurdled them.
No, I thought it was a penalty. But again, it's subjective, isn't it?